Hello, and welcome to Beyond Useful Games Top 10s. In this Top 10, we will be discussing the Top 10 horror games, as suggested by one of our fans. This list does in fact contain spoilers, so be on the lookout. As a final note, this list progresses in no particular order, so we aren't really ranking anything. Please enjoy. Number 10. Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Amnesia: The Dark Descent is an open-environment puzzle horror experience with sanity and monster mechanics. The game was developed by Frictional Games and features a plot about a guy named Daniel and his quest to recover his lost memory and defeat an ever-oppressing darkness. The sanity mechanics work in a way that if you're looking at a monster, you lose sanity and risk screaming. When running from said beast, you can hide in the dark, but it'll decrease your sanity as well, thus adding a furthering suspense as you try to solve puzzles. The first installment of 3, the second being free DLC known as Amnesia Justine, and the second game in the series, Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs. Number 9. Outlast. Outlast is a first-person survival horror game with puzzle mechanics. The game was developed by Red Barrels and features a male reporter by the name of Miles Upshur as he wanders through an abandoned asylum to discover the truth, but what he finds is far beyond comprehension. The player has to solve daunting puzzles as they manage their batteries to keep the film rolling. The game has no sequels, but instead has DLC known as Outlast: Whistleblower. Number 8. BioShock. BioShock is an action horror game set in the underwater city of Rapture. The game was developed by 2K Games. The story focuses on a guy who goes by the name of Jack, whilst he explores the hidden deep city, avoiding big daddies and finding little girls. The player's job is to navigate the ever-expansive environment whilst following the directions of an overseer. The game is the first of 3, the other 2 being BioShock 2 and BioShock Infinite. Number 7. Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is an action survival horror game that lives in the Silent Hill world. The game was developed by Konami Studios. You follow the main character, James, and his endeavors to find his dead wife, Mary. The player can choose from a multitude of endings through the simplest of matters, such as looking at a knife or reading a letter. Silent Hill 2 is the second game in a series containing 11 series. Silent Hill Homecoming, Silent Hill 3, and 4 are just a few to list. Number 6. Eve. Eve is an RPG-style horror game in which one solves puzzles to progress. The game was made by an indie developer who goes by the name of Curie. The story takes place with the girl Eve wandering through an art gallery looking for an exit because everyone mysteriously disappeared. The player can test their skill against creative puzzles and an insane art style. This game may not be as superior to other similar games such as Corpse Party or The Witch's House, but it still holds its place among those who have played it. Number 5. Knock Knock. Knock Knock is a pseudo 3D psychosis horror survival game about a lodger in a dying wood. It was developed by indie developers Ice Pick Lodge. The main character wanders at night to recover the lost order in his home by turning on and off lights. There's no direct way to play the game, but there are plenty of hits thrown at the player to guide them in the form of games. This is the only game in its franchise. Number 4. Among the Sleep. Among the Sleep is a first-person toddler horror adventure with supernatural elements. The game was developed by Crowbite Studios. The main character with no name waddles and crawls through an unrelenting environment of psychological torment that most will claim to have experienced. The player's role is to be terrified and cry for their mothers as they guide a baby through the world. There is only one DLC item up for the game, and that is the prologue. Number 3. Resident Evil. Resident Evil is an action survival horror game with zombies. The original Resident Evil was developed by Capcom Studios. The game pins multiple characters up against the evil Umbrella Corporation and hordes of infected who inhibit zombie-esque features. The player's job is to purely survive. This is difficult due to the amount of ammo management that is needed. There are currently 25 Resident Evil games, and to list a few, there's Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil Revelations, Resident Evil Revelations 2, etc. Number 2. Slender the Arrival. Slender the Arrival is an open exploration game that is an expansion upon the 2012 release, Slender the 8 Pages. Slender the Arrival was developed by Blue Island Studio, and the game focuses on a mechanic where the player has to collect items of importance to progress. The main character is a faceless, nameless being who brings a video recorder to capture the events that may happen. There is a free expansion to the game in the form of DLC, which goes by the name Slender the Arrival Homestuck. Number 1. Yearwalk. Yearwalk is a game that plays off the old Swedish folk story, which goes by the name of Årsgång, meaning Yearwalk. The game was developed by Simigo as a look into the surprisingly low-profile tale. The story follows a man as he embarks on his quest to complete his very own yearwalk, but what he learns by looking into the future is a grimacing future for him and his lover. The player's role is to guide the man through the woods as he solves puzzles in a point-and-click fashion. The only expansion to the game is its in-game archive of the traditions and symbols, plus the mythos of yearwalking. Hello, ladies and gentlemen! My name is Aquarious, and thank you for watching this Top 10. I hope you enjoyed it. I was the lovely voice actor as well as the scriptwriter for this one. Recent Kills was our beautiful, beautiful editor, and he does the best he can. Now, if you have a suggestion for us, as this video was, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. And since we need more of you guys, please share this with your friends if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, that's fine. I understand. We're not the best, but we're getting better. Anyways, I hope you all have a beautiful day now. Bye-bye.